Hi guys, in today's class we are going to talk about molecules, ions and chemical bonding. A molecule is a substance made of two or more atoms bonded together. A molecule can have the same chemical element like oxygen molecule and ozone molecule, or different elements like water molecule and methane molecule. Molecular compounds are made of non-metallic elements and can exist in all the states of matter, although liquid and gas states is the most common at room temperature. They have poor conductivity and low melting points, mainly because of the type of chemical bonds they can make. The chemical bond specific of molecular compounds is called covalent bond, because it involves the sharing of electrons between non-metal elements. In covalent bonding, the atoms begin to interact as they move closer together due to electrostatic interactions. And when the distance is optimum, they start sharing the electrons they have in the outer orbit. The atoms of the same elements can share up to 3 electrons with another atom. Molecular compounds can also bond with other molecules, and this is called intermolecular bonding, which means bond between molecules. If these molecules are water, or instead they have one nitrogen atom or fluorine atom that is covalently bonded to 2 hydrogen atoms, they can make a specific type of intermolecular bond that is called hydrogen bond. Hydrogen bond is a very important type of bond because it is a strong bond that dictates several properties of substances like boiling point, melting point, and is perhaps most important in biological molecules like DNA. Another important type of substance is what we call ions. Ions are atoms or groups of atoms that bond together, not by sharing electrons, but by transferring electrons from one element that has more to another that has less electrons. This type of bond is called ionic bond, and it happens between a metal element that is electron deficient and a non-metal that has spare electrons on the outer orbit. The resulting substance is called ion, or, as is more commonly referred to as salt. Salts are typically crystalline solids at room temperature with good conductivity and very high melting points. They also dissolve really well in water. An obvious example is our cooking salt, which is made of the metal sodium and the non-metal chlorine. In ionic bonding, the atoms are initially attracted by their opposite charges, and after the transfer of electrons from one species to the other, they remain bonded by electrostatic attractions. Another important and unique type of bond is the one that happens between metals, like gold or silver, for example. When metals of the same type of element are packed closely, the electrons on the outer orbit, which are more weakly bound in the atom, they become free to move across the entire metal. This delocalization of electrons is responsible for the high conductivity of metals. Other important properties of metallic substance include lustrous, they deform under compression, they stretch without getting damaged, and very high melting points. In resume, covalent bond involve the sharing of electrons between non-metals. Ionic bond involve transferring of electrons between a metal and a non-metal. And metallic bond involve the delocalization of electrons between metals of the same element. And remember guys, sanitize your hands, put on a face mask, and keep social distance.